What is this, boys? Whoa, look at that. It's Sonic. Sonic Pocket Adventure is really good. It's kind of like a mini Sonic Mania before Sonic Mania. Probably my favorite thing about it is probably just all of the different collectible puzzle pieces. They're really fun to get. But also, it's just really well designed. Like there's a puzzle piece. Fun to get. Nice and hidden. Ah, see, I messed that up. But I can do this. Made it just in time. An extra life and a puzzle piece. There's two puzzle pieces up on that one. And there's one. And how do we get up there? Well, there's a spring. Whoop. Now this one follows classic Sonic rules. You got to get 50 rings all the way to the end of the stage in order to go to the bonus stage. And as you're going to see here in just a moment, these bonus stages are straight out of Sonic 2. They don't really have a lot different. The biggest thing to probably even take note of, the only unique thing, is that you can get a continue by collecting a little flower. It's different. There it is. I did it. And there's the continue from the little flower. Now you may have already noticed, but this music doesn't match the stage that it was originally in. This is clearly music from Sonic 3, but this is also clearly Emerald Hill. That becomes a running theme in this game. Almost all the music is taken from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and then repurposed in mostly Sonic 2 stages, or Sonic 2 inspired stages anyway. Kind of strange. Not really sure exactly why they did that. I mean, I realize making entirely original music would have been tough, but why don't they use the music from Sonic 2? Since nearly every stage is pulled from Sonic 2 with a couple exceptions. Just, it's odd. It's an odd decision. So I'm definitely going to circle back here, because there's one little thing that, you know, they're just taking things. It's a grab bag of Sonic's greatest hits, just like Sonic Mania. This is the only place that this occurs in the game, but there's this little loop-de-loop. Well, not loop-de-loop. There's this little thing here that's clearly supposed to be evoking Sonic CD. Very strange. Very strange. Appreciated. But why go through the trouble, you know? It's the only time they do that. What do you know? But yeah, it is fun in this game, to me anyway, to go searching high and low every nook and cranny for these things. These puzzle pieces are just really fun to collect. Way better than the red rings from future Sonic games after this. Because not only are they pretty well hidden, there's way more of them than what you get in future Sonic games when it comes to the red rings, you know. And there's a minigame. After you go back to the main menus, these puzzle pieces are collected, and they're little jigsaws to solve. It's fun to do. There's no real reason to worry about having 50 rings on Act 2, because no matter what, you can only get a big ring in Act 1. He did it. Sonic did it. Real pro gamer here. Woo! Now, Tails does make an appearance in this game, but he is not playable, and that is unfortunate. At least not technically. He's got a full sprite sheet, and it's for the multiplayer race mode. And you get two Neo Geo Pocket Colors together, and link him with that cable, you know, and just do a little race. But he couldn't fly. There was no, you know, unique things about it. But it, you know, neither was, you know, Tails couldn't do that in Sonic 2 either. So, you know, it's a little bit of a shame that they didn't allow you to play as him in the options in the same way that Sonic 2 let you do that if you wanted to. There is a really good hack called Sonic Pocket Winner, and that lets you play as both Tails and Knuckles, in addition to Sonic, of course. And they even have all their abilities intact. It was more of a proof of concept hack, and they didn't do much with it. The first couple levels are, you know, got new layouts, and it's winter themed, so there's snow and stuff everywhere. But everything else is untouched. I kind of wish that they'd go back and, I don't want them to actually, you know, make winter themed levels. I actually would rather the game be the vanilla experience, just with, Tails and Knuckles available. And you know, to go in and finish some loose ends that they didn't get done for that hacking contest, because that's what it was originally submitted for. And there's a handful of things missing, like in the special stages, Knuckles and Tails don't have custom sprites, and that's totally fine. That little Sonic CD section is just removed, but obviously if they came back and had to, you know, wanted to make the whole experience untouched except for the addition of Tails and Knuckles, they'd have to make some custom sprites for that. But outside of that, everything's pretty dang good. Like, not a lot of things are overlooked. And they also have some really cool custom voice clips. It's obviously not like super high quality or anything. It's about like Pikachu and Pokemon Yellow. But it's still pretty impressive. General rule of thumb in these is to always default back to the center. I never did really truly memorize any of these. But most of the time, so long as you stick to the center, you're not going to take any surprise hits, and you've got time to react to incoming rings and obstacles. He did it. He did it again. Whoop. That's what I get for not always rolling. Woo! Whoop. See, I messed that up. I gotta get more speed. Which I'm pretty sure if I go back up, I can make happen. Whoop. Let's see. Yeah. Woo! Puzzle piece. Alright. Now you see that? There's stuff hidden up there. And if you time it right, you can launch yourself up there. Get yourself some extra stuff. See? And this game encourages players to do that. There are puzzle pieces that you 100% have to do that in order to get them. I think that's really cool. Now, most of the bosses in this game are repurposed bosses from all sorts of different Sonic games, even if it might be fairly well hidden. This is like phase 1 of that boss in Sonic & Knuckles that's Tails' final boss. But most other people, it's, well, for Tails it's his final boss, for Sonic it's the penultimate boss. And it's not even Robotnik, it's the weird little, you know, spiky cone robot thing. There's a puzzle piece up here that's... No, not this one. That one's easy. But there's one off to the left that is one of the more annoying ones in the game. Because you have to be precise with these. But I got it! Hey, first try! Alright. I remember as a kid that took me forever. And I've played it a handful of times since then. And at least once within this year already, and I remember that being a pain in the butt. Lucky for me. This is definitely one of those levels that'll get you killed if you're not careful, just by getting squished between the, not in the obvious spots, but in these little tiny nooks between the thing and the, you know. Happened a lot in Spring Yard Zone in Sonic 1, but happened plenty in Sonic 2 as well, and it definitely is still something you gotta watch out for in this one. There's another one that's a fun little design, huh? Didn't really give myself any room. I should be able to do it from here, though. Oh. Didn't hit jumping time. There we go. And I just gotta... There we go. Ooh, nice. The physics obviously aren't exactly one-to-one with the Sega Genesis games, but they're awful close. And in general, they're just really consistent as well. I enjoy that probably the most about this game. and you compare it to like the Game Gear / Master System games, it feels way better than those. You know, I know that those have their fans, and I'm certainly a fan of those games in certain, you know, instances. I like the music a lot, and I definitely like some of the settings in the original ones, like Triple Trouble and Sonic Chaos. And even, you know, Sonic 1 had Bridge Zone and a handful of things that's like, oh, that would have worked really well in 16-bit, I think. But the problem is those games just don't feel like Sonic. They feel unique, and they are at least consistent in how they're presented. So I don't feel like they're bad games per se, but I don't personally find a lot of joy replaying certainly Sonic 1 or Sonic 2 on Game Gear. Like I said, I think that things like Triple Trouble and Chaos are just, they're the ones to play if you're going to play anything on the Game Gear. Really, if you're going to play anything on the Game Gear, the thing to play is Tails Adventure. Tails Adventure is a fantastic adventure game. Not a very good Sonic game. There's not much in common with Sonic at all for the most part, other than the fact that Tails can fly. But it's pretty slow. But it controls really well. I like Tails Adventure. In fact, I think that'd be a really cool one for .mu or what's their face, Blizzard Cube or whatever, the people do the Monster World hand-drawn remakes. I feel like if somebody were to hand-draw Tails Adventure from scratch to remake it in that kind of hand-drawn style, that'd be pretty awesome. That'd be really fitting for that game's pacing. Maybe one day. Probably not, but, you know, it is Tails. I mean, Tails is a popular character. And I feel like if the art was that good, it would appeal to anybody, regardless if they like Sonic or not. Ooh. Almost jumped too early on the side there. That's why you go back to the middle. You always get the longest jump from the middle. Those are risky. Not really worth trying to go. You know, 2 rings for such a small gap. I went for it, though. Missed the continue, though. There's just not a lot of gotchas from the middle, thankfully. Like, if you were hugging the side, hoping for rings or whatever, you could definitely take a bomb right to the face without being able to help it. But from the middle, you almost always got a chance to react in time, even during a curve. They look a lot like the Power Stones from the Super Nintendo version of Avengers. Can't remember how to get that one. I think you have to loop back up around from up there, and I just blew it, so not in this playthrough. But I do like that, like, you know, they give you glimpses of puzzle pieces and you have to suss out what you need to do to get it, you know. It's a lot more puzzle solving, no pun intended, in this one than other Sonic games. It's all entirely optional. You don't obviously have to go for those. It's not at all a requirement. But I don't see why you wouldn't want to go for them. It only gives replay value and gives you one more thing to do in a fairly short game. None of the 2D Sonic games are, you know, very long. Even Sonic 3 and Knuckles can be beaten pretty casually in just barely an hour. So this one I'm taking my time to try to get a decent amount of puzzle pieces in one go, and the reality is, you would have to replay this at least once to get some of the puzzle pieces, because some of the routes are one way, like you can't return, and there's different puzzle pieces depending on the route. So, you know, there's not a lot of reason to feel like you need to be a completionist on your first playthrough of this particular Sonic. And I'm not huge into any of the post 16-bit Sonic games, you know, obviously with the exception of something like Sonic Mania, but you know, I have played Sonic Colors and a couple others, and I played through Generations. The Red Rings just I don't know if there's any that require you to play the level more than once, but I'm sure there are. But the fact that there's usually only 3 to 5 per stage is that's not something that really increases replay value in the same way that this game does. This boss is probably the closest to being an original, outside of the final boss and the penultimate boss. They're both original. This one isn't very fun, and has a lot in common with, you know, the bosses that are on the casino levels, but honestly, it kind of feels like it's a boss that should have that should have been like its death phase. Like, you should have done something before it started bouncing around like that, and maybe had something, even if it was just a copy of Sonic 2's boss, and then after like half health it switches to that. At least that would have given it some variety. So here's an example of, like, the only way to get to the top of this thing is to launch yourself up there like that. I think that's really cool. Or not from there. I guess you could do it from here too, but never mind. That's just a skill ceiling thing. But I know that there are examples where, like, that's how you gotta do it. There's no other way. If you want to get the puzzle piece and that kind of thing. Whoop. I remember this level being fairly difficult to keep all your rings in order to, you know, even try the special stage. There's just so many traps. This is definitely a good example of a level that has... I think you could probably do it all in one run. It'd just be really tedious. But you've got your upper route that's, you know, on land, and you got your lower route that's underwater, and there's puzzle pieces on both routes. And of course, there's a puzzle piece up on top of this thing. I can't remember... Oh yeah, I can definitely launch myself from here. Woo! Yeah, that's fun. I love that. This definitely exacerbates the classic Sonic issue of not seeing what's coming. You know, imagine playing this on the original Neo Geo Pocket Color like I did when I was a kid. It's a small screen, but, you know, obviously even blown up on a big TV, this isn't a widescreen game, so we're not talking about, you know, something that you have much reaction time to deal with. I'm going to try to get the emerald, but obviously I need to get about 20 more rings, and I think I'm going to have to get them all underwater. Or close to it. See? These traps in this stage are just everywhere. Very easy to take a hit. Flies showing up with little to no warning. But I'll try to be cautious and get what I need here. Great. Great. And then I'll just cross my fingers and hope I don't get hit by an arrow trap. on the small trek left in this stage. There we go. Woo! I might not even get this one on the first try. The special stages are going to start to get harder as we get past that halfway point. Whoop. Not a big fan of the rings being outside of the half pipe. Especially once they start throwing bombs at you more often, because it, you know, gets you out of that comfort zone of being in the middle. I've got a pretty good buffer here. I don't think it'll be a problem. I could probably even take a bomb. It won't be that big of a deal, but I'll obviously avoid trying to do that. Those flowers scare me sometimes. Just not used to seeing them, you know? Not that continues really do a whole lot of good in this game. This game saves, so, you know, all that's a little bit of a non-issue. They're just there for, I guess, the sake of being, I don't know. Like, I can't think of any of the stages that would be so hard that you'd have to, you know, be happy to continue from Act 2 instead of having to reset to Act 1, you know? Into the water I go, I guess. There's a puzzle piece, at least. Lol. At least I got it. This is the only level with water at all, so it doesn't have a... I mean, again, it's mostly just taken off of Sonic 2, but it's not like well, I'm glad I hit that checkpoint. Anyways, it's not like as bad as something like Labyrinth Zone or but it's also not as good as something like Hydro City. Somewhere right in between. I feel like it actually probably is better than the Sonic 2 version of this level. There's more to do. I feel like the stages, there's just more gimmicks, and the top route and the bottom route definitely feel pretty distinct from one another. Where if I'm remembering, you know, obviously I'll remember more when I play Sonic Origins tomorrow, but I remember Sonic 2, the upper route just not being that exciting, and I also feel like the water route not being that exciting either. It was kind of, you know, I like that stage for its graphics and its music, but it's one of my least favorite stages to actually play through, because I just feel like it's pretty boring. I say as I have to stand and wait on this platform, but that's fine. It's fine. It's a casual playthrough, and we're just trying to get puzzle pieces anyway. Here's an example of where you can launch yourself, and I'm going to. Woo! Rings and a puzzle piece. Putting a ring box there's inspired. I'm not sure why they, you know, whoever had that idea is just like having a good time, I guess. See, I love that. I don't know if I can actually do it. Oh yeah. Like that's definitely the pro route. You could have gotten up here another way, and there's a puzzle piece out of bounds even. This game was, I guess that was the only way. See, that's so cool, don't you think? And you would have had a hint of it, almost, from a different angle, but... Okay, here's the Knuckles fight. So, that guy that, you know, did the hack, he definitely had a starting point with this sprite. But he still had to do a whole bunch of work, because I don't think Knuckles has a run sprite from this boss fight. So, he would have had to custom make those sprites. There's the big kind of interesting thing too. That particular emerald you don't actually ever get to collect from the bonus stage. You get it from the last boss fight in a really cool sequence. Another thing that hack doesn't do that would be cool if they did, if they're going to revise it at any point, is to add Supersonic. Supersonic has a stage in this game, but you can't play as him on, you know, the normal levels. Here comes Sky Chase. Never a very fun level, but it's not very hard in this one. There are still some puzzle pieces hidden. About midway, there's a fight. Give me a second. I'll just pause recording here. Alright. Sorry about that. Anyway, there is a pretty tricky one about halfway through. Because you have to bounce off an enemy to get to it. My dog's being a goober in the background if you hear any funny noises. There's the tricky one. I missed it. Oh well. There's another one up here. I think there's one on the bottom too. I never remember where they're at. Yeah, this one you just have to avoid the spikes. But it's not hard to get. That one was a little tricky. Also, you had to bounce up there. I just got lucky, frankly. Do this again. Starting to get scarier. That was tricky. Not bad. Here's a little bit of a tricky one. You can either just run back and forth, but I feel like jumping's a little safer. Alright, didn't freak out that time. Nope. Not even gonna try those. Too risky. Tries I even went for that. And that. Here we go. This one's risky, but you pretty much have to do it. Nope. That was nice. Whoop. I'm better off just not doing anything. Alright, only one more to go. It is by far the hardest. Not only is it hard to just get to the end of the stage with 50 rings, it's also a very difficult one. But this next level, we don't have to worry about it because we got a boss to fight. This one is not nearly as difficult as the Sonic 2 variant. I remember just generally disliking the Sonic 2 one because it's just so... I don't want to say relying on luck, because, you know, there's a pattern to everything, but, you know, there's people that complain about Sonic sometimes having too much memorization, and I feel like that level in particular is probably the worst offender. Of course, you can skip half of it by, you know, damage boosting through some propellers, but I think it's still a fair criticism of that level. Whoop. Of course, I didn't even need to do any of that. I could have just shot up like that. Whoop. Extra life. There's a puzzle piece. Got no rings, so this is going to be scary. But I'm alright. think I really want speed shoes right this second with no rings. But I'll use them so I can actually run up this hill. Which they probably knew people would do. There were some more of those floating ring monitors, just for funsies, I guess. Kind of an interesting take on the little labyrinth zone gimmick. Got myself the puzzle piece up on the top route. Looking down can be useful sometimes. This is the scariest moment of this level, because you will fall to your death if you mess it up. It's basically so long as you just go as soon as the one goes, you're fine. I'm gonna do that just to scare you, I think. Whoop! I forgot about that section, I guess. Let's just throw some lives away. Okay. Should've rolled. Ouchie. Now, if I remember right, you don't have to recollect puzzle pieces after a death. Yeah. You might have to after a game over, but I actually think it just immediately saves when you grab them no matter what. I think you can exit the stage even. But I don't remember 100%, so don't take my word for it. These kind of things are just time wasters. But I got it. Dang it. Close. Sonic's lucky he doesn't get chopped into bits doing that. Who's it gonna be? Oh, look who it is! Not nearly as hard as he is in Sonic 2 because you get rings this time. Fighting this guy is not fun to do without rings, but He's not so bad when you have some life insurance. Whoop. A nice callback. Silver Sonic, Mecha Sonic, whatever you want to call that variant of him. Still trucking along, I guess. Okay, so here's the combination of Scrap Brain and Metropolis zones. Not a very fun level, for the same reasons that Metropolis Zone isn't very fun, but it's still not nearly as bad as those. It has generally a lot more rings in it for one, but a lot more routes too. I feel like this one's a little bit more forgiving with the, you know, you don't have the starfish exploding right on the outskirts of where you can't see. You don't have stupid praying mantises throwing their arms at you. Don't get me wrong, I think those enemies are on this level if I'm remembering right. But you're probably not going to take damage from them in the same stupid way that you do in Metropolis, where they're, you know, set up to surprise you. Oh. I'll try my best to get 50 to try to get the last Chaos Emerald. Or next to last, I guess, in the technical sense. Those traps aren't fun in this one, because if I remember right, they're instant death when you touch them. It's not just about getting crushed by them, which is kind of annoying. I do remember getting killed by them a lot. But maybe I'll be able to avoid that this playthrough. There's a nasty little crush trap. Okay, so that guy still is a pain in the butt. But I did see him. I had 1,000 hours to plan out what I was going to do, and I still just decided I'm going to go straight for him, which, you know, probably wasn't the wisest decision. But you'll see, I mean, there's still plenty of this level left, and I think I can get up to 50 rings no matter what. I think I'll be alright for that, just as long as I'm careful. I think that's the end of the stage. I gotta get a little more. I might just be jumping into lava, let's see. Nope. But I did just jump straight into death. I guess I'll kill myself, because I'm like 99% sure that is the end of the stage. Oop, how about that? That's the first time I've ever actually seen that happen. Guess those were there. I could have been alright if I'd known about those last time. I shouldn't have trouble getting 50. Just gotta make sure I don't get hit by anything. Gonna let Let those disappear. Forget about it. Now look at him. Poor little fella. Praying mantises did that in real life, they'd be in bad shape. Alright, let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna guess and say no. But I'll try my best. Ah. See what they did there? Being tricksy and see, yeah, they're... I barely bait that one. I don't have a lot of insurance. I'll try my best. I'm not going to use save states. That was silly of me. At least I didn't take damage. Well, the other time I accidentally avoided the continue. Well, oh well. I'll go back and get it off camera, and then we'll do the last stage to see the real last boss. Once I get to that point, I'll show you the bad ending first, and then, you know. There's the first glimpse of Dr. Eggman looking like a Sonic Adventure version and not his classic version. He's real inconsistent in this game. And Sonic himself, I mean, he looks like classic Sonic, but he's got little green eyes. But then in all the character artwork, like from the jigsaw puzzles and stuff, and on the game's cover art, I mean, he's definitely designed with Sonic Adventure Sonic in mind. I mean, even in that, his spines are looking pretty big compared to what he actually has in this game. Sprite would probably look pretty odd with bigger spines. I think he looks perfect in this. I think it's like the perfect, even though this was a 16-bit handheld, I feel like this is the perfect representation of what Sonic should look like in 8-bit. I realize Sonic is 8-bit in the Game Gear and Master System, but I feel like this is a really cool sprite for him. Freaking out. Starfish was scaring me for no reason. Whoop. See, crush traps are the worst. They're the worst. Don't like them. Not one bit. Granted, it is the last proper stage, and, you know, you might as well, if you're going to make the game difficult at any point, you might as well make it difficult in the last stage. And I still wouldn't call this, like, you know, certainly this isn't that difficult compared to something like Sonic 2. But, you know, obviously they weren't pulling as many punches at this point. That was fun. kind of interesting seeing loop-de-loops on a stage like this, because, you know, I don't think Sonic 2 had them. I don't think Sonic 1 Scrap Brain had them. So to put them in this one, it's just kind of interesting. It almost feels like Robotnik is designing his crazy base to be a playground for Sonic. That's generally true. He puts a lot of crazy stuff in there that wouldn't make sense for him. This one's a little fast. I don't want to crush myself on accident. I don't think by the end of this I'm going to have enough puzzle pieces to actually finish a puzzle, but I'll show you what it looks like. And then maybe later I'll do a bonus video where I track down the ones I'm missing. Here comes a boss that's completely unique to this one. Not extremely clever. I mean, there's one thing about it that's pretty neat. And you'll see it here in just a moment when he drops a big bomb. I messed it up. The timing is pretty specific. If you land on top of the explosion, there's about a 2 or 3 frame window where you can stand on it and jump from it. So it's a little bit like the what's the one in Sonic 3? Hydro City. When he drops the little water bombs and you can travel up on the water to hit him. It's a little bit like that, but a little more skill-based since you have to jump at the top of it and not just be launched up. Because if you try to be launched up, you'll be hurt by the explosion. And obviously they've left RNG up. Like if you're not good enough to do that timing, you can still randomly slap him when he dips down, but not exactly the easiest thing to do consistently with his big bullet attack. So this boss is technically unique. It's kind of a little bit similar to the big arm, but that's only in the sense that it, you know, has arms on it. The actual boss pattern's different. But there's a unique mechanic. If I had had all the Chaos Emeralds, I could have attacked the emerald in order to dislodge it and then collect it. I can still do that here, but without having all the emeralds, it's kind of pointless. But you can kind of time it if you get lucky. Oh, I didn't get lucky just then. But you can hit the emerald, then hit Robotnik, then hit the emerald, then hit Robotnik again. I wasn't getting very... between my lack of skill and lack of luck, I didn't manage to do it at all. But Robotnik, more than any other entry, has a lot of iframes in this one. You can't just bounce on his head over and over like in other classic Sonics, because he has a solid cooldown. So timing it with the Emerald, the cooldown's almost perfect. So I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, but it's kind of neat. So here's the callback to Sonic 1. You give him a slap at the end. And then roll credits. For the bad ending. So yeah, I really like this game. I feel like it's overlooked. I'll just reiterate what I've said 100 times already. I think the puzzle pieces are by far the most fun collectible that's ever been in a Sonic game before. I think they blow the red rings out of the water. I think they're a lot more cleverly hidden than any of the red rings ever are. Really expect you to know how to do advanced techniques like launching yourself off the top of a jumping at the height of a little hill to really get some vertical height. Just a really thoughtful game in that regard, and I feel like that's true of the level design overall. Because outside of a handful of like little motifs where they've directly lifted like sections of levels from other Sonic games, the layouts of these levels are mostly unique to this game, even though obviously they're heavily inspired by levels from Sonic 2 mostly. And just, you know, it's a good time. Controls real well. Music's very typical of the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Bubbly, a little bit annoying, you know, high-pitched and stuff, but it's alright. I can tolerate it. The last time. Here I go. Okay, let's do this. Nope. Okay, now I just don't have to do anything. I'm just going to avoid everything. I'm going to take a chance at hitting that bomb. Did it. I did it. All right, baby. All right. We're going to go to the final level. Now that we've got all the Chaos Emeralds. And get the last Chaos Emerald. To see the real last boss this time. Oop, can't get shape. Ooh. It hurt. Ah, bad timing. Nope, not a good start. Hey, you know. Okay. Emeralds out, emeralds collected. Robotnik is dead, except not. Doesn't let you hit him when you've got all the emeralds, because then this happens. Look at him go. So, obviously this is just a little variant on the final boss of Sonic & Knuckles. But with less phases, because all you do is hit his missiles back into him. It is technically different. It's kind of like combining those different phases into one big thing. I'm not having much luck so far. You might have been noticing I've been getting achievements occasionally. I play this on RetroArch, and I use retroachievements.org to make some of these older games a little more fun to play. Challenge myself a little bit sometimes. You'll notice Sonic looks almost orange in this one. Like, he flickers down to a much darker color. Super Sonic just decides to murder him, I guess. And that's the game, kind of. Here's the good ending. It's probably not exactly going to shock you. Everybody's happy. Even Knuckles. So here's the credit roll one more time. I'll just say I do I appreciate the replay value in this game. Obviously earlier I mentioned the puzzle pieces again, but there's also a ranking system. You can do time trials in this and try to get the best times, which is appreciated, you know. It might have been the first Sonic Classic game to actually include that as an actual separate option. I'll show you that on the screen here when I do my editing. Obviously, I haven't gone through it on this particular ROM, but, you know, you get little check mark boxes and it saves your high scores, and it's kind of nice. Gives you one more reason to return to it, even if you have gotten all the puzzle pieces. Just try to get the best score you could get. Or the best time, rather. Who cares about score in Sonic? There we go. There's an even cooler Dreamcast pose. A little strange he doesn't turn into supersonic, but hey, you know, at least it's a different pose. So here it is. Got your time trials. You can go to rankings and see your stuff, you know. I'm not really sure what advanced means, frankly. Oh, it just gives you an in-depth analysis of what it is. And then you can just jump right into it, which is nice. Let's see, I'll just beat this real fast and we'll take a look. I thought I was jumping, but I missed it. "38 seconds on the dot." Oh, okay. Advanced must be that you do that. Hey, there's a sprite. I don't think I've seen that one before. So I really didn't mess with this mode much. That's kind of neat. Well, anyway. So I guess I learned something today. You got time trial, which is just your strict time trials, and you got advanced, where you beat it as fast as you can with 50 rings. So, even more replay value. Of course, there's the duel room. I think if I go in there, obviously I can't do much, but there's another sprite. You know, being impatient there. But, I will, like I said, try to do a bonus video at some point that shows me finishing off the puzzles. As you can tell, a casual playthrough gets you around half of them if you're kind of looking, but not really looking, you know. And when it probably goes without saying, I'll spoil it, when you finish them, they become colorized. So you get to enjoy them in their full color. Anyway, I'll be streaming Sonic Origins tomorrow. Hope you enjoy this. Hope it inspires you to go out and actually try it. Yeah, just so real quick, I'll go to the puzzle room and show you. You can go to build puzzle, and it kind of randomly puts them in here, and you hit a button to swap between your puzzle box and like your actual puzzles. So the puzzles are 4x4 for a total of 16, but for whatever reason your puzzle box is 3x3. I think it was just, you know, an attempt to make it a little bit harder to figure out, but obviously it's not that hard once you get all the pieces. You can tell Sonic's doing a weird Dreamcast pose here. Not exactly sure where things need to go. All I can tell is his foot on the left. I know that's not right, obviously. Hey, there's Tails' little face. Doesn't even say Tails, it says Miles. Which means this is the edge. It's fun to feel stupid sometimes. I still can't quite picture the way this is supposed to be arranged. I mean, that looks like a shoe buckle, but I guess I could be wrong. There we go. Now I see it. The green one is the Sonic and Tails like combo picture. I remember that. Here's some Knuckles pieces. The orange one, I think, is the tornado. Tails with the tornado. Yep, there's where it even spells out. Tornado. That's probably the top, what you think? I don't remember if this one has any text on it. I don't think it says Sonic and Tails or anything like that. Tails doing a little... He's #1 finger move there. And even Robotnik gets its own thing. And yes, it says Robotnik. Not Eggman. Kind of interesting, because this is the World ROM. It's just one version. So even in Japan on this one, he's Robotnik and not Eggman. Kind of neat. Clearly I'm doing this one a little wrong. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's all the puzzle pieces I got on this run. So, allow me to go and get that last emerald, and I'll be right back. We'll see the last level.